The leader of the Gambia Democratic Congress says ex-President Jammeh's side of the story should be heard as the TRC prepares to submit its recommendations. The prevalent road accidents have raised concern among Gambians, including the police. And the Sports Journalists Association of the Gambia celebrates deserving sportsmen and women in a glamorous award night. Well, this and more coming ahead in Gambia 24. It's 1931 from our studios in Banjul. This is iAfrica TV. Many thanks for joining us. I am Amadou Kante, and now the news in detail. Now, the leader of the Gambia Democratic Congress, Mama Kande, has told iAfrica TV that the recommendations of the TRC would not yield any positive result. In an exclusive interview with iAfrica TV, Kande further described the work of the commission as one-sided, saying Jammeh wasn't accorded the opportunity to tell his side of the story. Our reporter Omar Ahmad Toure has more of that in this report.
Mama Kande, the leader of GDC, says TRC's recommendation report would not produce any positive outcome, describing it as partisan.
I don't think if nothing is going to come out of this. Because they have failed in the first complete part of it, that is the Jammeh Commission, and then I don't know what they're going to do with the recommendations of the TRRC. And as I said, for me, it is still not completed because you have heard only one side of the story. Yeah. You really didn't heard about Jammeh's story.
Kande accuses lead counsel Esafal of being disrespectful to witnesses, especially the elderly, based on their academic status, and ridicules them during interrogation.
Handle some of our elders, kind of looking very low at them because of their level of education. Because you have degrees or whatever degree that you have doesn't mean that somebody is not important or somebody cannot handle a position. Or respect him with the little that he knows. But, facing them there, belittling them, laughing at them, I mean, he should be more stationed and to a little bit more serious. But what I'm saying is, whatever job that you were doing, you cannot down look at me because of the level of education that I have. To tell people that you are liars or you are lying and all these things, I mean, in our culture, for the law, it may not be an issue, it's not a problem, but in our culture, it is an issue.
On the Truth Commission's visit to Kanilai and the surrounding forest, allegedly having mass graves, the GDC leader says the TRRC team should not have gone to such places as they were not sure of what they were looking for.
I saw them went to Kanilai. Went around the whole bush saying that the graveyards are here, but we cannot find them anymore. Why didn't they go there then, if they cannot prove anything at the first place? Why did they went there if they cannot prove anything? Just to sell us an empty bush or empty land, telling us that the graveyards were here, but we cannot find them. Or the land is just big, we cannot look for it. So they should have done their research before going there. And that people were thrown in the pool for crocodiles to eat, they cannot draw that water away. Just 1 or 2 water tanks. They could have drawn that water to prove to the Gambian people this is exactly what is happening.
He says TRRC could have done better by drawing water from the pool so as to discover human skeletons to prove that people were thrown in the pool for crocodiles to eat. Mama Kande was born in 1965 in the Jimara constituency, Central River region. He is the founding leader of the Gambia Democratic Congress GDC, which was formed in 2016. He ran as a candidate in 2016 presidential election and received over 17% of the votes. He was formerly a member of the Alliance for Patriotic Reorientation and Construction, APRC, but was expelled, and that led him to form the Gambia Democratic Congress. Reporting for iAfrica TV, this is Omar Ahmad Toure.
The leader of the JDC, Mama Kande, talks on the work of the TRC as the commission prepares to submit its report to the president. Now, the Gambia Police Force has expressed concerns over safety of lives due to the road accidents in the country. Spokesperson of the police made this pronouncement as part of a regular update on security matters. Several factors leading to the tragic accidents are enumerated by the traffic safety officials at the police headquarters in Banjul, and we have more details of that in this report by Binta Jallo.
Superintendent Lamin Jai of the Gambia Police Force noted that the daily road traffic accident is a major concern for law enforcement officials. Although the mobile traffic police is at work towards the tasks before them, the services of the accident investigation department are increasingly being demanded. From the bits and pieces of road traffic cases, Police spokesman Superintendent Njai highlighted the common causes of accidents on records.
The causes of road traffic accidents are numerous, and they range from mechanical factors. They range from some other causes might be relating to the road condition, congestion, and all that. And sometimes the driver factor as well. That's the human factor. Also contributes a lot to road traffic accidents. But most importantly, when we conduct findings in accident investigations, the prevalent cause of road traffic accidents in the Gambia has to do with speeding. A lot of times we realize that drivers speed a lot in the Gambia. The highway code is such that there is a speed limit at certain residential areas, certain areas, especially residential areas. There is a particular speed limit that drivers need to observe.
He blamed drivers for not adhering to traffic rules as one of the leading factors road accidents in the Gambia, on premise that a lot could be done to save lives on the roads. The police is of the view that the increase of speed bumps might be one of the best options. With any form of infrastructural intervention, drivers must still respect the laws governing traffic, according to Superintendent Njai.
If driver drives according to the speed limits, especially of residential areas, I'm not saying there will be no accidents, but even if there are accidents, the impact will be very minimal. We will not be seeing the fatal accidents that we see sometimes as a result of the speeding that drivers do.
The Gambia police has an eye over the usage of drugs by those behind the steering wheel. A warning is therefore being sent to this group of drivers.
We want to caution people to understand that they cannot drive vehicles when they are drunk. It is against the laws of the country. The Road Traffic Act and Regulation are against that. And so people who find themselves in bars and clubs and pubs and so on, they need to be cautious. If they know they are too drunk to drive, they should allow somebody else, competent driver for that matter, to drive them home safely and not take the risk of being drunk and driving. And so that is definitely something we want to tell people. And as you mentioned, because the speed issue is a very critical aspect of accidents. And there is high likelihood that if you are drunk, you may not be able to control the speed of the vehicle.
Globally, road traffic cases are known for their contribution towards considerable economic losses to individuals, families, and nations. The loss in this nature is traced from the cost of treatment as well as loss of productivity for those killed and disabled due to accidents and for family members who need to take time off work to care for the injured. It is estimated that road traffic crashes cost most countries up to 3% of their gross domestic product. More than 90% of road traffic death occurs in low and middle income countries. Even within high income countries, people from lower socio-economic backgrounds are more likely to be involved in road traffic crashes. For iAfrica News, Binta Jallo.
The Gambia Police speaks on the frequent accidents in the country. Now, from the report there by Binti Jallo to some news. Of course, away from that, now as the voter registration exercise draws to an end, the Alcala of Vellingara has on Monday told iAfrica TV that the voter registration exercise in Haste Committee has been very peaceful with little negative incidents. Alhaji Sehundur made this remark as some communities in the Gambia witnessed demonstration of alkalosip and attestations. Here's more details of that in this report.
According to Alhaji Sehundur, the voter registration exercise in Welingara has been peaceful and without any incidents. He said, other than the occasional malfunctioning of some of the machines in the center, things are going smoothly and people have been very cooperative.
Since the onset, we haven't got any problem here. We are going nicely and people have accepted what we asked them to do and they are doing it, and those inside are doing their job accordingly. So therefore I'm really satisfied with that.
The Alcala of Welingara also described the voter registration in his community as special due to zero occurrence of negative incidents of any kind. The youth of Welingara, he said, have turned out in large numbers to partake in the voter registration exercise in order to secure their right to vote in the upcoming 2021 elections.
Well, I've been seeing so many youths coming up, definitely. In the case of Welingara, it's a special anyway through the registration, because I've been hearing problems somewhere here and there. But in the case of Welingara, everything is, people are serious on what they are doing. Youths are turning out to come. Some are coming out for attestation, so we are treating them equally. Once they are Gambian, Gambian people, and I'm giving them the responsibility of having all their, voting rights.
The Alcalo added that the relationship between the party agents of the different political parties stationed there is cordial and wonderful, with no occurrence of conflict. He further thanked the officials and the public for showing up to register and for keeping the peace and tranquility the Gambia is known for.
People are coming definitely in this area. I have nothing to say about other than telling them thank you very much for being keeping the peace and tranquility, which we are all known of, that Gambia is a special place in Africa. And why? Because of our peace and tranquility.
The Independent Electoral Commission began the national voter registration on Saturday, 29 May 2021, for a period of 44 days, and 1 million Gambians are expected to register ahead of the December 2021 elections. According to the IEC, 250 voter registration centers will be open to the public daily, and a total of 740 voter registration centers throughout the country. Reporting for iAfrica TV, I am Hadija Haita Ture.
The Alcala of Welingara speaks to iAfrica TV on the process of the voter registration in his community. Now let's stay with election matters, because the youth advisor to President Barrow has said that the leader of the United Democratic Party, Usainu Dabo, is old and has no strength to rule the Gambia. Henry Gomez made this remark at the State House, where local authorities of the West Coast region met the president. Desise tells us more of that in this report.
The people of the Gambia are at the crucial stage towards the most eagerly awaited presidential election since the ousting of the former President Yahya Jammeh in 2017. Henry Gomez, the presidential advisor on youth matters, said Gambians can only be safe in the hands of President Barrow considering the situation of the country. Henry accused the leader of the United Democratic Party, Usainu Dabo, for lacking strength and well-being to rule this country.
Usainu cannot rule this country. Usainu is already old. Usainu has no strength. If you give your votes to him, where you are sitting right now, in the State House, he will turn it into a hospital and turn his office into a pharmacy, because he will only be there to cure himself.
According to him, giving this country to another ruler will further disturb the people of the Gambia and will in fact make them suffer. Mr. Gomez further added that the development President Barrow has done for this country within 5 years, none of the former president has done it during their 5-year term.
What I will tell you is that President Barrow has developed Gambia. Let's agree that he will develop Gambia within 5 years. Sir Dawda Jawara, with all the respect I have for him, did not do it. And if Yahya Jammeh, let's take our votes and vote for President Adama Barrow. If what is supposed to be done has to be done before, then President Barrow wouldn't be here to construct roads, provide electricity after 52 years.
Henry Gomez, like other party militants, is optimistic that Barrow will sweep the December polls and get back to the State House by 2022. To him, after 22 years, Gambia is still struggling to reach the promised land. According to Henry Gomez, his party went for an alliance with President Barrow's National People's Party because they have a manifesto that promotes equal rights and justice. Reporting for iAfrica News, I am Daisy.
This is the Gambia 24 News Bulletin, and from the report thereby in Daisy, we will now take a break and come back shortly with the remainder of the story. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
The pride we take in our brand, the work we put into constantly change the landscape and elevate real estate in the Gambia, it's compared to none. From inception, our goal was to add value to the beautiful Gambian landscape. That's why we are proud innovators of community estates. Kololi Sands is an exceptional piece of work, tailored for ultimate convenience and luxury, to bring you an element of finesse that is rare but unique in its own. This is also our pride and joy, and we welcome you to the exquisite beauty right here in Kololi and right here on the waterfront. Kololi Sands, feel the ocean breeze at your doorstep.
Welcome back, and this is iAfrica TV, and once again many thanks for joining us. And now to the rest of the stories. Now the CDS ends the second week of his nationwide military tour at Fajara Barracks, where security personnel displayed various tactical moves to welcome the country's top army chief. These activities included riot control, VIP protection, displaying of weapons, among other activities. Let's have details of that in this report.
The Chief of Defense Staff of the Gambia Armed Forces has on Friday ended the week at the Guards Battalion and the Gambia Armed Forces Training School in Fajara Barracks, where he was welcomed by delegates from schools, local government officials, and men and women in uniform in a colorful ceremony. The activities began with a display of different types of weapons, including the anti-aircraft gun and other weapons, on how, when, and where to use them. The Gambia is regarded as one of the best countries in terms of parade display. Meanwhile, the CDS was honored with a drill as the men and women in uniform showcased their ceremonial parade skills with their marching outfits. Still on the activities that occurred at the Guards Battalion include riot control by armed personnel in amicably addressing chaotic scenes. The demonstration relays how security personnel should handle angry mobs or protesters in a less tense way, signifying that there should be no unnecessary assault against protesters. Part of the mandate of the security apparatus is to save lives, and the VIP protection display demonstrated how to protect individuals under command whenever they are under attack in public. The demonstration shows the loyalty and safety of the leader is the first priority as far as the security force is concerned. The activities ended with a tug-of-war competition among the men and women of the Guards Battalion. However, the women's team beat the men on both sides of the rope, earning them a trophy as presented to the women team leader by the Chief of Defense Staff Yakuba A. Drame. His visit to the Guards Battalion and the GAF Training School in Fajara ended with his meeting with the troops, as done in all military camps he visited. The tour continues on Monday, where the CDS and his delegation will visit the Gambia Navy in Banjul. Reporting for iAfrica News, I am Daisy.
This is a report in there as the Chief of Defense Staff round up his long nationwide military tour Finally, to some sports news now, because the Sports Journalists Association of the Gambia, SJAG, on Saturday celebrated the 11th edition of the National Sport Awards. The event held at the Sir Dawda Kairaba Jawara International Conference Center was themed on celebrating to inspire sport personalities from different sporting disciplines. Amindao tells us more of that in this report.
Over the years, the Sports Journalists Association of the Gambia has recognized and awarded hard-working sport personalities in different games across the country. The event is also renowned for bringing together the prominent sports and non-sports persons together to hail their role in national development. The 11th edition of the award ceremony was staged after months of preparation in the identification of the most deserving personalities and athletes. Addressing the occasion on Saturday, the Honorary Life President of the SJAG, Pap Sen, advised sports journalists to also promote the dormant sporting activities.
The purpose of the event is to make sure that we promote sports, especially those who are involved to defend the nation in all aspects, also those who are supporting sport. What I want to advise to my young colleagues is to try to cover all the events. We have 25 disciplines. Most of them, they are dormant. You will agree with me. But despite that, there are few of them doing well. They need to be promoted in the media so that there will be an exposure.
President of the Sports Journalists Association of the Gambia, Musa Sise, has this to say on the occasion.
I want to credit everyone who had been before us, who had done his or her bit to see us this far, because it's important that we bring it in the forefront. It is just because it can only be because of the unity, the commitment, our dedication to the promotion of our sports that can see us through. No amount of bickering, no amount of indifference, no amount of suspicion, no amount of disunity can take us anywhere. Our pride as sportsmen and women is to see how best we sell what it is our sports, what is it that we like to do, because if we fail to do that, there is no point in practicing sports.
The SJAG counterparts, the Senegalese Sports Journalists Association, were not left behind in the celebration. The two Senegambian journalism groups have maintained very close working and social relations. Representing the Senegalese Sports Minister, Badara Njie urged sportsmen and women to perform harder in winning more awards.
li ñu fi dajale tey nag muy ay sportif yoo xam ne dañ leen di jox distinction.
Our mission here today is to award sports personalities. Anyone awarded tonight, know that you work for it. The performances are defined and pushed by sports journalists. So those sports journalists, when they organize an event like this, they must be applauded for it. And we are praising you for such. For those that will be awarded as well, our prayers are with you. And we are also praying for you to never drop from your performance, so that by next year, you perform better or maintain this performance.
Under the theme, Celebrating to Inspire, the SJAG Awards went to different sports personalities and entities, including the Gambia national football team, for its historic qualification to the African Cup of Nations. Reporting for iAfrica News, I am Amindao.
Congratulations to SJAG, that is the Sport Journalists Association of the Gambia, for hosting another successful award tonight, and to all those deserving heroes and heroines of the country. Well done. Well, viewers, with that we bring this news edition to an end. But for more details on this and other stories, as always, as ever, you can log on our website on africa.tv. But for now, though, many thanks for the privilege of your company. Thanks for watching, and do have a very peaceful night. Bye for now.
House of Fashion Gambia presents Tabaski Fashion Night